Bart Herring is the general manager of product management at Mercedes-Benz USA, and you've got a new GLE on the floor here. And Bart, what is this vehicle about?
Well, with the new GLE, we really take on a great part of the segment with a car we've been very successful with over the years. And now with the GLE, it's essentially we're moving our nomenclature as well from the ML to the GLE. So it's our facelifted GLE. From the A-pillar forward, a completely new car, but we've also touched nearly every part of it to make it what you see here today.
Why the name change? Because everybody knew the M-Class vehicle, and now they've got to relearn that.
Right. What we've done with an ever-expanding portfolio, because we really are growing by leaps and bounds, we've aligned the portfolio, and if you hear G or GL in the name, that means off-roader. It sort of harkens back to our G-Class. So we've used that, and then the last letter aligns it with the, let's say, the sedan or the segment. So GLE, so it's sort of the E of the SUVs, so the E-Class, a kind of well-known car, so GLE. At the same time, we have a forthcoming, the GLK replacement will be the GLC, aligning it with the C-Class. So you'll see that as going from A, C, E, and S, or ACEs, if you will align with the main cars in those segments and use that new nomenclature.
You know what? That actually makes sense to me.
You know, it's probably confusing at first, but if you had a clean sheet of paper, it's how you would do it. So we're actually excited about it, and we've gotten some good feedback, but it'll take a little time. People will adjust.
It'll take a little time, but I follow the logic that you're using there, so I think I'm going to catch on to this actually.
Well, that's what we think as well. It does make sense, and it aligns with cars that are well known.
Now, you say everything from, what, the A-pillar, did you say, forward?
Everything from the A-pillar forward on this car is completely new. The hood, headlamps, grille, front bumper, everything you see, and then a lot of new touches on the inside, new technology we're bringing out. And then the portfolio is expanding slightly with new engines, a plug-in hybrid. We'll have diesel, we have 6 cylinders, we have 2 6-cylinder engines, and then we go all the way up to a 577 horsepower AMG GLE 63S model.
And we've got one of those right behind us here.
It's behind me. It's hard to miss, right?
It really is. But let's talk about the plug-in, because this is the first plug-in from Mercedes.
This will be we actually have a series of plug-ins coming this year, and the GLE is one of them. So we'll have the S-Class, we'll have a C-Class, and the GLE as well. And each of these really have the great technology. You can have, depending upon the plug-in, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles of driving pure electric up to 81 miles per hour, and then also the ability to blend that back and forth. So really great technology for people looking for a fuel saver.
Bart, what's your sense of it? Because you've been quite successful with diesels. Everybody now has to get into plug-ins, but so far they haven't exactly set the market on fire.
Right. I think it's a slow adaptation, and it's for people who I think are first. You always have the early adopters, but long term we see this as a very important technology in meeting that 2025, 54.5 miles per gallon. And what we think is that it's going to be it's a strategy where you have to have a little of everything, and you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Diesel is important. There's still a lot of technology in conventional gasoline engines and making those more and more efficient. And then plug-in hybrids are, I think, another step along the way.
They are. Where are you going to price it, or have you announced that yet?
We haven't announced pricing just yet, but what we know is that they do have to be competitive if you're going to be successful.
Mercedes has been quite aggressive in pricing its diesels, and that's really paid off. You're looking for the same thing with the plug-in?
Well, we know we have to be competitive, because you can't just price it way out of balance compared to the normal gasoline. So you have to look at the fuel saving capability, the value that you're bringing, and it has to be a compelling offer. And I can assure you that's what we'll have.
And when will we see the GLE in showrooms?
GLE in showrooms in the August-September timeframe.
Okay, can't wait to see them there.
Yeah, we're excited. Thank you very much.
Bart, thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Keep tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot more coming to you from the New York Auto Show.
Great.
Yeah,
hey, thanks again.
No, my pleasure. It's good to learn about this thing.
Nissan Rogue with Safety Shield technologies. The only thing left to fear is your imagination. Nissan, innovation that excites.